Hull, if they are serious contenders for Old Trafford, and Wakefield if they are serious about getting in the playoffs again this year. It's the Wildcats who are leading 16-10, and Joe Westerman will get this second half in motion.
Okay, stay on.
Hull attacking from left to right. Here we go. 40 minutes of destiny, maybe.
Well, Hull definitely will be looking to post some points very, very quickly indeed. And you know, you look through at the stats from time to time, Eddie, then sometimes they do not tell a lie. And Danny Houghton, who's had a tremendous season, runs from dummy half. 3? I mean, he normally does that within the opening 10, 15 minutes, and he's done 3 for the first half. He's got to change the tactics, and I'm sure Peter Gentle will have told him, let's have a little bit more running from there.
Well, they look a bit more energised at the start of this second half in defence, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious they've had a flea in there here, because 4 tackles and the line speed's been very aggressive. The contact has had numbers in the tackles, and I bet you they're going to get some kick pressure here.
They are, but Sykes still manages to get the ball away. He was inside his own 40-metre zone, and that ball bounces and bobbles its way in the end into the arms of Shannon McDonnell. Armed Forces Day, of course, commemorated here tonight. The Garnett sisters, who were singing before the match, giving a rendition of Chattanooga Choo Choo during the half-time break. Steve-O remembers that first time round, of course.
Yeah, Bing Crosby and all them, they were my favourites.
I thought you were going to say it was Jacob Miller's dad, actually, Glenn, but never mind. Bing Crosby will do. I don't think he... Did he ever sing? No, I don't think he did.
He sang all the classics, you know that.
Well, they'll have to get a choo-choo going here for Hull FC, believe me, because the natives are restless. Let's find out what was said at half-time, Graham.
Well, the whole team, the whole coach, Peter Gentle, said he was very concerned about the discipline of the side, something that you mentioned in commentary there, said they've got to fight harder for possession and play much quicker at the play of the ball. They've been working all week on a quick play of the ball, and it hasn't happened. As far as Richard Agar, the Wakefield coach, is concerned, 10 out of 10 for effort, he says, 3 out of 10 for execution, and they want better timing and just to lift the concentration when they get into good positions.
Well, Richard took Hull to the Challenge Cup final in 2008. He has the Wildcats knocking on the door of the playoffs for a second year in a row. He's the French coach, of course, in the upcoming World Cup at the end of the campaign. That was missed. It went in front of Sykes. He couldn't get down. That's a nice little play, though, from Lee Smith, and hacked on by Cockayne. Oh, Lee Smith, he just didn't follow through really then, and it allowed McDonnell to come and pick the ball up. But the boots were flying there.
Yeah, Shannon McDonnell, he looked to hesitate, got that in the end. How they got away with it. I mean, there was 2 shocking passes.
There's definitely an upsurge in the aggression with which Hull now are carrying the ball. The wingers, Briscoe and Lynham, have carried it strongly. Tickler's had a goal. Of course, it depends how long they can maintain this, because Wakefield know there's going to be a blast. There has to be a response after a disappointing end to the first 40 from the Hull side. How long will Hull keep that up?
Peter Gentle will hope for 40 minutes, but the longer Wakefield hold them out, the more dispirited the black and whites will become. The kick from Holdsworth is straight down the middle of the field. It's a good kick
one,
too.
Yeah. If you split the full-back winger, and look at that chase. It was absent in the first 40. And that's a good tackle by Miller.
This is Mathers trying to work the ball further upfield on the second tackle. He'll play it here to Peter Fox.
You mentioned the word discipline, Eddie, and that could be the key late in this game. Can't afford, like they did in the first half, both sides to give away silly penalties, holding down, messing around at the play of the ball. But they're getting over the advantage line, considerable ease of Wakefield.
And here is Tim Smith, who will just drill that ball towards the sideline. Now, this is going to stay... No, it isn't. I thought it was going to stay in the field of play because of the length of the grass. I think that's what he was hoping for, Tim Smith.
Well, there's a neat little grubber. And the way they've come out, firing in the defence, he'll be trying to force the error. Such a quality player, Tim Smith.
I think, you know, he'll be very happy with that, because he just he put the ball out of play, allows him to get some oxygen in the lungs, and it takes a bit of the emphasis that Hull had about this aggression and determination that started the half with. So now, from this set restart, you can see a really quick defensive line from the Wildcats.
Good offload by Crooks to Holsworth. Not such a good offload by Holsworth, but Briscoe can carry the ball forward, but not too far. Sykes did well. Here's Yeeman taking them on.
Well, I'm not so sure that Wakefield got back anywhere near the 10. He's having a heck of a job as Tim Roberts to getting him back on that 10 metres.
Just when watching Paul Ayton just getting off the ground there, the number 9 for Wakefield, he's a pugnacious little player, isn't he? Stands his ground, goes in more than his weight.
And a great defender.
Here's Westerman. And there's another obstruction offence, and Danny Tickle was just moving in front of Westerman, and he ran behind him.
Well, he just lost concentration, didn't he? But the man had gone through. You've got to have some sympathy with Tickle. The man had actually gone through the line of defence, didn't throw back anybody.
Wasn't supposed to do, disappear.
Yeah, but the thing is, the Wakefield man was in front of him.
This is a big 60 seconds, Eddie. A massive 60 seconds for whole season.
It is indeed, and it's a wonderful chance here for Wakefield. Ayton gets the ball away to Paul Sykes again. Sykes just delayed and delayed. He saw Kermond on the diagonal run. He elected to take the tackle 13 metres away from the line. It's with Washbrook. Washbrook coming back to try and haunt his former club. They're inching towards the line, and here goes Ayton. And Ayton is tackled by Gareth Ellis, helped out by Joe Westerman. Washbrook again. Tim Smith pops it up to Lauatiti, but Lauatiti was standing still. It was easy meat there for Aaron Jeremiah. Ayton to Smith again. Smith drills the kick in. Very well picked up by Ben Crooks, and he will return the ball with interest. He's got Lyman with him. Doesn't need Lyman. Does not need anybody. Crooks goes all the way. A 100-metre try. Tremendous effort from Ben Crooks.
And what about the run from Danny Kermond? He'll give this. Well, let that be a lesson to a man called Tom Briscoe. Remember, in the first half, he had the same opportunity, chose not to put into top gear early.
And there's a problem for Danny Kermond.
Yeah.
He ran the length of the field to try and cut out Ben Crooks, and there's something desperately wrong here by the looks of things with the shoulder. This would be a bitter blow for Wakefield. A bitter blow if the skipper has to go off the field, because he has been in sensational form for them. But so has this young man, Ben Crooks, second try of the night. And just testing the shoulder out. Ben Crooks, 10 tries in 7 prior to the cup win against Wakefield.
What a take. But he just pinned the ears back and said, I don't want to do any jinking, sidestepping. I'm just off. And look at Kermond coming in over there. Kermond nearly flattened him. This is a tremendous effort. I think he might have extended the arm. Ligament damage, perhaps. Wasn't a bad little dribble through, but Crooks read it superbly. Give the man a chance. You take it. Shut the gate. Watch Kermond. Oh, this is a brilliant attempt. Got it down okay, did Crooks.
And Danny Tickle has, as John Keir predicted, taken the goal-kicking responsibilities, finds the mark with his first, and we're level pegging again here at the KC Stadium on Monday Night Super League. 16 all.
You know, Eddie, there's 2 words could describe that time. That was skill and determination. There was great skill in the pickup, and then just solid determination. Once he hit the fresh air, he just backed himself, and it was hey, lads, hey. What a great try from the youngster.
Great try from him, and great effort from Danny Kermond. He was down, he was receiving treatment, and there he is there, number 12, making his second tackle in this set of 6 following the try. And Briscoe bounces off a couple and gets it out wide. Tickle left it. Oh, and then Ben Crooks comes up with the error. The brilliant and the dig a hole and let me jump into it moment for Ben Crooks. It wasn't the best pass.
I know, but why on earth trying to offload? It was a shocking pass.
And an awful bounce.
And they've just squared it all up, and now they've given the opposition an opportunity. Stick it under your ribcage, play the ball, get the kick downfield.
Come on, get in. Okay, Tim.
Right, it's Tim Smith to feed this scrum. And here comes Washbrook, and Hull now have to defend their line again. They've pegged back the 6-point advantage that Wakefield held at half-time. Here's Kermon once more, who is thinking about getting rid of that. Referee shouts held.
Hold. Play the ball, Danny.
Ayton, short ball from him. Decent drive in from the try scorer just before half-time, Oliver Wilkes. Ayton finds Tim Smith. He finds Paul Sykes. Now then, Lee Smith was stood in the line then.
And he ignored it to the official.
Well, he was stood in front of the defensive line, and there was no advantage gained whatsoever by Wakefield, so that's why it's play on.
There we are. That's the word from the man who knows better than most, Stuart Cummings. Oh, a 360 by Ayton, and then a poor kick.
Well, Stuart is obviously calling the rules exactly correctly, but I'll tell you, it's something that needs clearing up and clarifying. It really is, because there's more talk about obstruction rules at the minute than there is about the game.
Well, it'll get to a point where you dare not use a dummy runner. It's as simple as that. And if you go across him, as we witnessed there, then it wasn't up. But I know Richard Agar will be furious with this. He's made contact. There's no way that Ben Crooks can get anywhere near the tackle.
But he's tackled.
But Richard Agar will be absolutely furious.
Go on, Stuart, you have the last word. This is Danny Tickle.
The whole thing about obstruction is an advantage has to be gained, and there was no advantage at all. Wakefield would tackle straight away.
Miller spreads it to Holdsworth. Holdsworth then gives it to Johnson. Johnson goes down on the 5th tackle, so expect the kick, do we? Yes, from Holdsworth. He slides it in behind the defence. It bounces very kindly for Cockayne. He's getting some stick, Ben Cockayne, from the locals.
Well, he did used to play for the arch rivals.
Yes, he did, but they're keeping quiet when Fox gets it. And there's a few others out there, actually, with Hull KR on the CV. Got a couple in their own side, haven't they? And another one due, I think, next year, if I read the wires correctly. Mickey Payer coming from Hull KR to the KC Stadium.
It's a dangerous occupation coming across the border, isn't it?
That's a good kick. That's a tremendous kick.
To black and white.
Briscoe to run it back.
He'll hang on to it this time. There's a little doubt in my mind that Peter Gentle has got the message out. Stop passing it. Just play the ball. Nearly lost it as well.
Ellis. So much expected and so much demanded by Gareth Ellis and of Gareth Ellis.
Holdsworth's in trouble, you know, in back play, Eddie. He really is. He's heading towards the sideline.
He is. He's coming off the field. Is Daniel Holdsworth. This would be a huge blow for Hull FC.
I think might be a hamstring problem.
Well, they're going to lose their playmaker here. This will put enormous strain on Jacob Miller.
That's a great kick.
Mathers picks it up underneath his own sticks and will run it back.
This could change the game. Just the enthusiasm.
There's Holdsworth. Look, is it cramp or is it a hamstring?
Well, I mentioned before the kickoff that this place, the ground, it's so lush, isn't it? And he knows that there's a problem.
Oh, and there's a problem for Wakefield. No, it's the ball steal. Big call from Tim Roby.
Stuart.
There's a pull on the ball.
Well, he's signalling that there's a pull on the ball, but you know, it looks like it's lost in contact. It's another one of those contentious ones.
You can't win, actually, the referee in situations like this.
Well, that's in slow motion. You know, his arm goes
exactly
round. He's lost that on contact. It should have been a play on.
Lauatiti driving it in. They know how dangerous he is with the offloads. Big alley.
Hold on, Dick. Hold.
Well, we've plenty of time left, but the way that the defence has sort of upped the tempo in the second half, I might be even thinking of going for that 1 point, Eddie.
Hold. Go. Ben Crooks too.
Now then, here is Tim Smith. He just lays it off to Washbrook, who tries to go in between the two of them, asking whether that was a high shot by Lynch, and Tim Roby said no. That's a knock-on by Wilkes. Well, neither side.
It looks like it's the first game of the season, isn't it? And players and attacking
cohesion, aren't they?
Really strange, isn't it?
Well, they've had a long period to prepare for this, haven't they? But you wouldn't think so.
Not done either side much favours.
It was a shocking pass. It's as simple as that. Throughout this game, some of the skill factor has been pretty low.
Okay, boys, let's get it packed.
16-all, though. Close contest. And let's get news of Daniel Holdsworth. Graham Beecroft.
Yes, it's actually a thigh injury, Eddie, and it looks as though it's a strain. He's got ice on it, and judging by the way he was shaking his head when he came off the pitch, I don't think he's too optimistic he can come back on again.
Low thigh, Gray, but I know what you mean. And if you've been told that by the medical staff, fair enough, but he's also got a problem with the calf, by the looks of it as well.
Okay. So.
Ice, anyway, for Daniel Holdsworth.
One. No.
And Hull will have to reorganise a little here.
Well, it'll be
Aaron Jeremiah, haven't they?
Houghton will go to 9 and Jeremiah will play half-back.
There is Houghton.
Well, at least
Tickle on the run.
He's run from dummy half. He's got to ask it and pose a few more questions for this Wakefield defence. Got to up the tempo. That's a good run by Lynch. Oh, that'll be a penalty.
Ball steal now against Wakefield. Kermon protests his innocence.
And as you can see quite clearly, Amor, or is it Kermon? Yes, Kermon. It's mine, and it pulls out. No chance of getting away with that. Oh, that was a head. That was a head just completely missed by Justin Port. I mean, the official Tim Roby.
No, Justin Port didn't miss.
No, he didn't. Made contact.
Hull are inching forward here. Houghton finds Miller, who finds Ellis. He'll keep going, Ellis. Then he loses that. Oh, he says play on.
He went backwards. Got a great opportunity here.
They have Wakefield. A hat-trick on the way for Crooks. It's another hat-trick for Ben Crooks. The referee, though, will take it back and have a look at that.
It's bobbling. He's the ball when it goes over.
How did the ball come out? He can't look as though it's a forward pass or anything, but he can make a decision on a knock-on, Stuart. What say you as you look at this?
Well, I think he's looking to see whether the ball's been stolen as it comes out, or does he attempt to pass the ball? Is it a knock-on? Can't rule on the forward pass. Does he lose it forward? That's what he's got to try and work out.
Well, on the first view there, that looked like a loose carry.
I think Sykes gets to the ball here.
He's offloading it, Eddie, with his right hand. I think he offloads it forward. It hits a Wakefield player, which prevents it going even more forward. I would disallow it if you're asking me of that one angle.
And Stuart?
On first look, it's difficult to see which direction it comes out of. Does he try and pass it, or is it just lost? I'm still trying to work that one out on the view. I think
he's tried to hang on to it and lost it.
See, from his body position, the ball actually travels behind him, so it's difficult to say that ball does travel forward.
Well, his head was in front of the ball,
so that would appear that he's actually got rid of the ball or lost the ball backwards, so perhaps that should be play on from there.
Well, if it is play on, I think you'll find that Paul Sykes also just as a second touch. Certainly, I think Sykes' his arm has pulled it out, so this should be play on. Sykes gets a little bit of a knock on before
he knocks on here, Sykes, but I don't think you can say Sykes has pulled the ball out, Steve-O, can you?
Well, when Ellis loses the ball, does it not go forward? But Sykes prevents it from going forward. He's lost the ball there. It's going towards the try line, Wakefield try line, and that prevents it from looking more like a knock-on.
Well, Ben Thaler is the man who will make the decision.
I think this try is going to be given.
Well, what he has to decide, Phil's absolutely right, has that ball come forward off Gareth Ellis into Paul Sykes. The ball definitely comes out backwards, and it's looking like Ben's decided that the ball's come backwards.
Well, he's looking for the finish, and normally, and that's fine. And then when they do that, Ben Thaler is the video referee, and I reckon you'll get the TRY.
And the hat-trick for Ben Crooks. Well, Wakefield will be a little angry about that, I think. there was certainly a question mark, Stuart, wasn't there? There was question marks all over it, and I think Phil read it pretty correctly.
It's very, very close, and you know, I wouldn't say there's clear evidence that that ball has actually gone forward, and you know, I think Ben's gone with that he's played on because of that fact.
Either way, it was one of the best runs that we've seen from the skipper tonight, Gareth Ellis. Little bit more enthusiasm. Danny Houghton, he knew that the things should play on. Play to the whistle, that's what you do. It's a good finish. It's a hat-trick for the youngster yet again.
Mike, you're right. It's the second time that Danny Houghton, when the ball's gone on the ground, has reacted quicker and smarter than any other player on the field. He's picked it up, scooped it up, seen where the space is, got the ball to those players, and eventually Ben Crooks has probably been the difference between the two sides at the moment. His length of the field effort got them level, and this one puts them ahead.
And he'll be disappointed, the centre Lee Smith. He had the opportunity to get round the ankles of this young fella, but he brushed them away. The final pass was from this bloke, Danny Tickle. So he's been creating the 4. Can he turn it into 6? A vital extra 2 points, this.
19 tries now in Super League for Ben Crooks. And can Tickle add the extras? Yes, he can. They've missed him for goal kicking alone, Danny Tickle. And Wakefield are trailing 22-6. Ben Crooks' hat-trick, 22-16. And Widnes will be licking their lips that Tickle is coming to them next year. Running repairs by the looks of things for Ben Crooks on the ankle. 22 minutes to go. Still not over yet.
Not the way that this game's gone, Eddie. There's been, you know, a lot of errors, a lot of lost ball. Silly penalties given away, and oh, it looks like Kermon's in a lot of trouble again. It's the finger this time. Has he dislocated a finger?
He's taken his place defensively out on the far side. He put his hand up as well. I think you might be right. Oh, it'll be painful, that.
Yeah, just a quick jolt and it'll go back in.
You make it sound so simple, Doctor.
It is simple. Painful, yes. Now then, this is where the black and whites have to up the tempo in their kick and chase game.
And who kicks the ball with Holdsworth off the field? It's Danny Houghton. He puts it sensibly into the corner, and he wants to just stay here.
That's how you win a game. That's how you control it.
And Kermon's on halfway while this is all happening, having his finger put back in.
Well, I'll tell you, Steve, Danny Houghton, he's just been the epitome of composure, hasn't he? Those two plays when he picked the ball off the floor and he was so composed, and as Phil rightly said, played at the space. Then there he just stepped out from dummy half, put the ball over the sideline, and once again allowed Hull to regain their composure.
He's in agony, is Kermon.
It really is, yes.
And when you think about it, John, is that I made the point that Danny Houghton in that first 40 minutes only ran 3 occasions. He's now done 6 in the second half. And he's just changed things around, but he has the ability with that kicking game as well. That makes him such a good all-round player.
Let's keep it clean, boys.
Well, they've given Kermon the ample time to get back into the scrum here, but he was grimacing when the tape was put around the fingers.
Well, you know, his team had the majority of the ball in the first half. It's been a little more even in the second half, and Hull, you can see now, made more breaks, made more meters, and have a better tackle success. Statistically, they should be ahead. They are at present, but they're going to have to work hard to maintain the standards in the final quarter, because Wakefield, well, they have got some spirit, and they'll come back with a fight.
And that ball went backwards to play on, because this is Ayton.
Well, he's likely to do anything, Paul Ayton, but he's got to get to the other end of the field.
Here's Kermond again with the fingers bandaged together and taped together. Not happy with the attention from Gareth Ellis. Looks could kill. Here's Washbrook. Ellis again working hard into the last quarter of the match. It'll go high off the boot of Smith. It's a bit deep. He chases from Cocaine. He does. McDonald. Oh, and he sidesteps Cocaine, but Sykes was there. And so too was Justin Poor. You know, you mentioned Danny Houghton and his kick just before from dummy half. As I said, he is the top tackler in Super League, but he's a lot more than this, simply a tackling machine, isn't he, Danny?
Oh, he's a very creative player, but as I say, I was mystified why he only runs so little in the first 40. He's a little bit more industrious in the second stanza.
Good work, boys. Hold.
Danny Tickle plays it to Houghton. He gives it to Lynch. Amor and Ayton get him down.
Wait, Danny, wait, go.
19 minutes to go.
He's outside.
Jacob Miller in midair and under pressure, but got the kick away, but only as far as Peter Fox. It's a great chase by Johnson. And Johnson again taking on Mathers.
Yeah, getting through a lot of work in that defensive role. It has to be as well.
Wait, go.
Here comes the big fella again. Poor gets Wakefield over halfway, and they're halfway through this set of 6. Ayton and Kyle Amor bumps his way past Galea. Oh, and his face grimaces in pain.
Yeah, he's not well. Knee's gone. Well, that's a shame, because Tim Smith was screaming to get a quick play of the ball. It was going to come from that open side onto the blind, and it just buckles underneath. Oh, that is painful. You go one way, and the leg buckles underneath. Hence the pain and the grimace.
Hangs on though, doesn't he? He's really in agony, and look where the ball is, right underneath his shoulder.
It's a shame as well, because I think Kyle Amor's had a good first spell, returned from the sidelines, and he was having an impact as well in the second half.
Well, Kermond struggling, Amor struggling, Wakefield struggling, 22-16 down. Last win at the KC, 2011.
Yeah, you can see it buckle underneath, and all that weight strained against it. Well, he'll probably play the ball and then try to run it off, but he's in a...
Thumbs up from the physio.
Yeah, he's a rough, tough Cumbrian, is Kyle.
Sykes, oh, it's a nice little dummy. Good job that Houghton and Ellis didn't take it.
Got to be a high one.
Last one coming up here.
Smith's got it.
High it goes, and diagonal looking for Ben Cockayne. Oh, well claimed. Tom Lynham. Here he goes.
Nearly got away as well. Good job that Paul Ayton was there. But that was quick thinking there by Lynham. He wanted a quick play of the ball, and look how they've got on the advantage. That's a penalty, and that is dangerous play, and that could see a yellow card.
Easy, boys.
Well, Poor and Ayton.
Easy, boys.
Ayton just back from suspension. Poor, he's been sent off already this season once, and he was sent off pre-season. But that was dangerous. The legs came up.
He didn't need to do that. And that was silly play by Justin Poor. That was dangerous.
Well, it's certainly a dangerous tackle, and the difficulty for the officials on the field is trying to identify which player was actually responsible for the lift.
Well,
it's fairly clear from what we can see that it's Justin Poor.
Yeah, and the referee wants a word with him. Paul Ayton is the innocent party. It's on report, that incident. Well, the whole faithful wanted red cards.
Yeah, just a bad effort.
I think Ayton actually helps here. I think he saves McDonnell. He lifts him. Poor drops on him, but I think Ayton just kept the shoulders and the neck up. It was dangerous.
It was Poor that went for the legs, Eddie.
Yes, absolutely. That's why it's on report. As I say, I think Ayton was the saviour there. There's a swinging arm by Kermond.
And it's getting out of touch now.
Lynch.
Tim Rover's got to keep an eye on this. I'd be driving to the sticks and go for the one. They may not have to. They might get a penalty here. Composure is needed by Wakefield.
Westerman, no. What was that all about? No obstruction there. Galea. Down he goes on tackle number 5.
Get in position, have a go for it. They're gonna go for the power play.
They are. It's with Miller. It's not the best kick. Mathers picks it up.
That's great full-back play. great full-back play, put himself into the right position and ensured that he didn't get pushed back in goal. And then Kokania gets them on the front foot, should find a quick play of the ball, and all of a sudden, because of a full-back and winger, they're rolling forward and away from danger.
Well, Danny Houghton was very, very lucky here, as he had a real mess around after he should have moved out of the way. He didn't. He's got to make an effort to get back on the 10, and he made none.
It's a 40-20 attempt, Eddie.
It is.
He's found it.
He might do, he might do. He has done. Tremendous kick from Tim Smith.
And he's capable of doing that. And he knows it as well.
On a pitch with the length of grass that we've got here today, this is about, it's 33 millimetres, the grass area. I spoke to the groundsman before, and it's hard to get the ball to roll. That's longer than a typical game here in Super League. It's the first match played on it. But he's got the angle perfect, he's got the timing, and he witnessed where the winger and fullback were. This could be a game changer.
Phil, would you translate into all?
33 millimetres? No, mate. When I went to school, we'd gone metric, so I can't help you with the inches and feet.
When Steve was into school, it was pieces of stone and chalk.
I resemble that remark.
33 millimetres, about that much, isn't it?
Let's say 4.5 inches.
Let's get him in.
Right. What a chance for Wakefield. Courtesy of the 40-20. Cocaine gets it away to Collis. Great tackle. Yeeman, penalty.
Yeah,
why do that? Why do that?
Because sometimes the pressure gets to professional players.
And Cocaine's running this penalty with vigour.
And now Hull will be saying they'll be ruining the fact they didn't go for the 1 point when they had a chance at the other end of the field.
Justin Paul on report, and he drives it in. 15 minutes to go. Game's in the balance. Ayton finds Mathers, and Mathers tries to go underneath Ellis and Houghton.
Sykes could come on the second phase.
Here's Ayton. Here is Washbrook. And Washbrook gets the ball away. Ayton gets it to Paul. He hangs on somehow. What a tackle from Galea.
That's the tackle of the season. Paul can't believe it.
Ayton again. Swings it back to Tim Smith. Here is Sykes. This is Lee Smith. And momentum takes Lee Smith home. Try is given. The 40-20 from Tim Smith has proved conclusive. And Wakefield will not go away tonight. Tim Smith with the 40-20, Lee Smith with the try. It's a great contest. I know it's error-strewn, I know there's been little defence at times and little determination, but there's determination here.
40-20 by Tim Smith. I've already made the comment in regards to why on earth did the black and whites not go to it. This is Human giving away a silly penalty right in front of the official. Watch this tackle. This is brilliant. How on earth can you stop a huge man like Justin Poor? But it's to no avail. The momentum takes Smith over. He went low. He did everything right. Come on to the ball. Keep low. Momentum. Yeah. Doesn't matter how thick the grass is. It's not going to stop these tries.
Well, Lee Smith, 3 grand finals with the Leeds Rhinos, 2007, 2008, 2009. He scored the try. Can he add the extras? And he's pushed it the wrong side of the posts. Not the perfect 6, but a brilliant 4, and 22-20 the scoreline.
Well, you know, Eddie, marvellous shift this after they've done a wonder tackle to stop Justin Paul, but again it's through Smith and Sykes, and he just gets on the outside of Crooks to slide over. But we talk about the obstruction rule and this free play rule, but I'll tell you what, one rule that's absolutely first class and reward skill is the 40-20, and it's great to see those 4 points being the reward for such a marvellous kick as Tim Smith demonstrated.
Well, Hull know they've got to defend and have a crack now, and Tim Smith's barking the instructions out as Raleigh takes it forward for the Wildcats.
Well,
12 minutes remaining.
Hull now have to be aware of the fact that if they get into a good position, Tim Smith will be looking to have a repeat of a 40-20. McDonald's got to read this game now, put himself in a good position.
What a ball from Mathers. Here goes Kyle Amor. He's got Ayton in support of him. Ayton gets the pass. Ayton gets the pass, and a great cover tackle from Briscoe. No, he gets away, he's still going, and Hull somehow keep him out.
Should he offload it earlier? Who knows? They may still score here.
Crossfield
it's a kick
kick.
to a corner.
It is. Cocaine gets it. Peter Fox gets it, and Peter Fox scores his second try. Brilliant try. Brilliant kick. Wonderful try, Peter Fox. A game's turned upside down in 5 minutes here.
On 2 kicks, Eddie. One a 40-20, and that one was an absolutely superb offensive kick. He landed it on a sixpence, and what about the skill of Fox to claim that ball? What a great try.
He went for it, and Tim Smith, beautiful pass there. You could see they got out of the way. It wasn't the best by Liam Watts. Should he have passed earlier? Either way, he gets it, and they get into a position here. Tim Smith, at this point, is screaming to the winger, stay by the touchline, and he did. What a wonderful take. It's turned it all around on this man's kicking ability. Kurt Newman didn't go for the ball, tried to just knock it into touch, and Fox, oh!
Well, Fox has edged Wakefield ahead again. You have to think that Peter Gentle's team, having lost last week at Castleford, if you look at the record books, Ben Crooks that is, scored 4 tries and ended up on the losing side. Ben Crooks tonight's got a hat-trick, and at the moment he's on the losing side.
And there's still time for him to get another one, Eddie. I mean, it's still plenty left on the clock for the black and whites to come back, but this has been a bitter blow.
This is one heck of a kick too for Lee Smith now.
Yeah.
One heck of a kick. And he's kicked it. He's given them a 4-point cushion. 22-26. The Wakefield fans who've travelled here absolutely delighted. Looked like it was slipping away. Richard Agar will be thrilled with those 2 kicks, won't he?
Certainly will.
Absolutely thrilled.
Yep, and he knows the quality of that man, Tim Smith. But what about the offload by Richard Mathers that took them down the field of play to give them into a good position? And as I say, the prop forward, Liam Watts, will not be wanting to watch that yet again. He should have filled in.
Oh, here we go again. Lee Smith, what a pass from Lautiti that was. Lee Smith is grounded by McDonald. He wants to get on with it. He does so quickly. That's Kyle Wood. Here is Kyle Amor. The offload from Ali Lautiti. Before tonight, 30 of those already this year. That means 31 at least.
Well, what a finish. And you've got to give a lot of credit to him. They were 22-16 down. It looked as though that Hull had just took control of the game.
Here's Smith again. That's Tim Smith. The kick finds touch.
He knows what to do now. Well, we often savour the beautiful rugby league skills of passing, but this man's kicking game in the last 10 minutes has just completely turned this match around.
I think they look like they've played more rugby. If I say rugby, passing the ball, offloading, keeping the ball alive in this second half than the Hull side, who, when Daniel Holdsworth went off, looked nervous. I remember the first game of the season when Ellis was off injured. In the second half, man for man, they tried hard, but it was the individual efforts. They need to play as a team here now in the remaining 8 minutes that are left if they want to win this match.
Yes, they do. They have to get in and tackle people like Tom Lynham exactly as they just have done. And here is Liam Watts.
Well, they have the firepower, haven't they? Because they really can get the 3 quarters going, but can they get it out to the likes of Crooks and Lynham?
Wakefield Witness next Monday. We'll see the Wildcats again. It's in stunning 3D as well. Galea was nearly through. Good tackle by Raleigh, that.
Looked high.
Yeah, that's what Galea is saying. Oh, to the ground the ball goes. Still the 4th tackle, shouts the referee. McDonald's going nowhere other than to ground on tackle number 5. and he's asking for 6 to go. It's not forthcoming. Miller's kick is a towering bomb. Here's a tester for Fox.
Oh, they've let it bounce!
It's all over the place. They go wide to Yeeman, and Yeeman will get it in the corner. Oh, why did they let that ball bounce, Wakefield? Everyone's happy. Tim Roby checks both sides. Peter Fox came and stopped and went again. They let it bounce.
What
And Yeeman
a great
over
kick.
in the corner.
Massive kick from Jacob Miller. The halfback with number 34 on his back has pulled off one of the loveliest bombs you'll ever wait to see. Up it goes, bang. You've got to call for it. You've got it. You can't stop. Oh no! Richard Agar and the rest of the team cannot believe what they've just witnessed. He's in every good position. Come on, go for it. And then he hesitates. Oh no, you can't do that. Ellis at the wherewithal and Newman at the speed. It's all square. Kick to come.
Well, we said it was 2 kicks from Smith. Well, that's a pretty good kick as well from the youngster Jacob Miller. It had snow on it and it's red hot. Absolute first-class kick. And Hull reacted the better to it. And that's why they got the 4 points through Kirk Yeeman.
And his 21st try for Hull in meetings with Wakefield since 2004. And Richard Agar must be wondering what on earth his defence was doing. It was a great kick. Let's take nothing away from Jacob Miller. It was a fantastic kick, but it could easily have been dealt with, I think, by the Wakefield defence. And that's what he'll be thinking as well. Now then, Danny Tickle, one of the best kickers in the business, but only his 9th game in the last 12 months. He kicked Hull to a 14 points to 10 home win against Wakefield here last year. Is he going to kick them to victory here tonight, or is there still time, no matter what happens, for Wakefield to come back? Tickle, that's the angle he's got via the ref cam. Now then, and Tickle has missed it.
Well, that's a disappointment for the Hull side, but there might be relief here. We're going to take a look to see whether Tom Briscoe, the winger, is onside here at this kick. You have to have both feet behind the ball as it's kicked, and I think you can see with the stripes on the field here, a very narrow lawnmower that they used to cut the grass before the game has helped, I think, to indicate that Briscoe is behind the kicker when it went up.
But why on earth did Fox stop? That'll be the question that Richard Agar will be asking the winger after this game. They may get away with a draw. It has been a season of draws, hasn't it, so far?
It has, but we've got 5.5 minutes remaining.
That'll be a game for you, Steve-O.
Well, surely both coaches now realise the importance of the one-pointer.
Well, we've never had a draw between these two sides in 36 previous Super League meetings. We've got a draw on our hands at the moment, but Hull are looking for something else here. Lauatiti across the chest of Gallia.
Got to be careful, Wakefield. Don't give away a silly penalty, because that'll put them in a good position. Tickle drives it through.
Now then,
it's a long way out.
Here they are. They're almost 50 metres away.
Go to Fox again, won't they?
Well, Miller with the kick this time, a lower trajectory. Fox this time picks it up.
And now it's composure time for the Hull side. No penalties. Keep them down. Try to force the error. Ooh, that looked a bit high as well.
Jacob Miller with the tackle on Lee Smith. Here is Raleigh. Hull are hunting more than just a draw here.
Some good line speed, isn't there, Eddie?
Justin Poor gets the ball away to Raleigh.
This is where Tim Smith, can he get a high bomb? McDonald is back, he's gone for position.
Oh, that's a wonderful kick as it turns out. Kyle Wood That was another slide rule kick, left-footed. It just lands in the field of play.
Yeah.
Head and feet to Hollow at the scrum.
Came off the side of the boot. And you say, fortune.
Is that a kick looking for a draw, John?
I think it is, yes. I think he's put that out of bounds so they can get the defensive line set. But I didn't know from Carwood's reaction if he was actually disappointed that it did go out of play, Phil.
So Miller will feel this scrum. And Tom Lynham. He'll play it to Houghton. Here is Gareth Ellis. Ellis will trundle it almost to the 40-metre line. No penalties will be the call from both sides here. Watts is held. Down he goes on tackle number 3. They're inching towards halfway, Hull. They'll get there now with Houghton taking on Smith, and he drives him a bit further forward. 2 tackles remaining, this set of 6. 40 metres out. Tickle takes it up the middle. Gets them to within 35. Here comes the last.
I don't think they'll go for it. I think it's too far out.
Got to be a contest, though.
They have gone for it. It's a charge down. And Wakefield have got the ball back.
What a brilliant effort there. Andy Raleigh, the number 10 in the white shirt, just walking back here. Almost knocked himself out, I think, there with that kick. The drop goal, and taking him off to the side. Wakefield now, he throws himself, arms first here, lands on the ground in the end in a heap.
So here come Wakefield now. They're on halfway on the 3rd tackle. 2 more solid drives up the middle. You never know, because Paul Sykes has done it so many times in the past.
Yeah, he's got a good boot, that is for sure. Drive it in. Sykes, is he going back?
Oh, they've about 42, 43 metres out. Wood will give it to Sykes. He'll go for it.
Short.
It's well short, and it's gone dead. So 2 minutes away, and Hull will start from the 20. And Wakefield get their defensive line set. Richard Agard. Oh, hello!
Can you believe it?
McDonnell has dropped it.
It's all over now. You can put your money on Wakefield. They'll go for the 1 point. Cannot believe that.
Here's Washbrook. This is poor.
Keep your composure, Wakefield. Will they go early? I think they will.
Lee Smith will kick the goal. They have gone early. Lee Smith edges Wakefield ahead. A game of 3 kicks for Wakefield, John, and there was the 3rd one.
Correct. They were queuing up, weren't they, to do this, but that's an absolute howler, that one. Wasn't the best pass, but you need to take those. But there was Smith there, there was Sykes there. It was, who do you want to take this? Well, it was Lee Smith, and he really did nail it straight between the H's. A kick worthy of winning a game.
Oh, well, that ball, they thought it was going out on the full. It didn't. And so it's a Hull head and feed. And it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Unbelievable, seconds to go.
Again, why didn't he take the kick? He thought he was going out, obviously, Dean Collis.
Yep. But all he had to do was just put his foot over before he caught the ball. And that would have been A-OK.
I actually think he was concerned as to whether the ball was actually going to travel 10 metres on that one. So I think that's why he left it alone.
It was a great kick-off. Now then. What an exciting last 60 seconds we've got. Galea will drive it in for the black and whites. They're 40 metres away. Penalty, of course, could win it for the black and whites. So Mealy drives it forward. Will Hull go early? Will Hull go early? They're going wide.
They'll try to go a little bit more forward.
Miller is grounded by the tackle from Washbrook. 30 seconds remaining. Here's O'Mealy. He takes it forward again. He loses it backwards.
What are they doing?
They come wide to Danny Tickle, and Tickle is looking and can't get the pass away, but they're inside the 20, but wide out on this right-hand side.
They've got to go towards the post.
Galea can't go drop kick, can he? Houghton can't. It comes in field. O'Mealy can't, but they're in the right place.
Who wants it? Who's going to do it?
Westerman has got it, and it's charged down. And Wakefield have won. 3 in a row for Wakefield. Look at the joy on Danny Kermon. He's battled through the pain barrier tonight. 3 in a row victories for Wakefield. 3 in a row defeats. for Hull. A defining night maybe in Hull season, who knows? A defining night in Wakefield season, who knows? They're on the march again. Wakefield are on the march, just as they were in 2012, when 7 straight wins took them to a playoff place. Wow, John Wells picked the bones out of that one.